couldn't ask you what hops, carries its young in a pouch, and is green. Works every time. It's the king of frog, right? No, there's no such thing as a king of frog, but there is a marsupial frog, and it is green, it does hop, and it, yes, does have a pouch. Mama lays the egg, Dad fertilizes them, then they stuff those eggs inside that pouch. Those are the eggs inside the pouch developing into tadpoles, then into babies, and then the babies jump out of the pouch. Amazing process. Now, ladies, I told you I had something cute coming. I have brought some very cute frogs with me, because guys and frogs have a special relationship, okay? So I've got to get the ugly frogs out of the way first. So these are the ugly frogs, okay? Yes, these are ugly. I can't argue that with you. But I did bring some cute frogs because I want you to have an appreciation. This is the guys thing. Guys, can I get a thumbs up? Yeah. Guys and frogs, we have that special relationship. I mean, that's just the way it is. Take a look. Now, see, there's the cute frogs. See? Frogs are cute. I mean, come on, look at this. How can you deny the frog? Frogs are amazingly cute. You just got to appreciate them. Have you ever thought about how you get a single one frog? Just one frog. I mean, one of the most complex processes I've ever seen. You get a lump of jelly that changes, grows a tail. Changes, grows external gills. Changes. External gills turn into internal gills. Changes. Tails go away, grows leg. Internal gills turn into lungs. Are you with me? If you could spread that process out over a few million years, you would have wonderful evidence for evolution. But it happens in days. It's amazingly complex. Oh, by the way, when they find a frog in the fossil record, guess what it was? Yeah, I know. You've heard that now. Yeah, they claim that they're up to 190 million years old, and one scientist said that frogs evolved the ability to jump so that dinosaur wouldn't step on them. And we're the fundamentalist hicks. I'm sorry. You know what they just found? I think it was last month. They just found this. They found a frog fossil, 185 million years old supposedly, and the bone marrow inside of the bone wasn't fossilized. Do you think bone marrow can last 185 million years and not decay? Friends, don't buy into that stuff. There are so many different kinds of frogs. I love this guy. This is the glass frog. You can see right through him. I think they're amazing. And then this is a good one here. This is the turtle frog. He lives at the base of termite mounds in Australia, and it's the only frog that I've been able to find that when the egg hatches, it hatches as a fully developed frog. So it does all the tadpole stuff on the inside of the egg and then hatches out. Very special little frog. Then there's some frogs that you can put 3 mature frogs on a nickel. 3 adult frogs you can put on a nickel. But that's no good if you're trying to feed a family of 4. I mean, I grew up in Oklahoma, man. We used to go frog gigging all the time, and that poor boy, he's not doing anything. Whoops. So what we need to do then is we need to go down to Cameroon, and down in Cameroon we can get ourselves a Goliath frog. Now, the Goliath frog is a man-sized frog. We're talking almost 10-pounder frog, 12-inch leg, 12-inch bodies. You look at this thing. It is huge. That first one I showed you, the video, that's a tiny one. That one only goes 5 pounds. This frog nearly caused a riot in California. True story. Frog jumping contest. Guys show up, and they got their frogs they've been training all year, right? They drop the frog, they scare it. And it jumps 3 times, and at the end of the 3rd jump, they measure it. Ooh, world's record, 29 feet. Old boy shows up with a Goliath frog. He drops it. It jumps 29 feet on one jump, and they go nuts. They're getting ready to go fisticuffs at a frog jumping contest. I saw it on the news. It's an illegal frog. I'm like, dude, you need to get a life. You're going to go fighting over a frog. There's something not right about that. Take a look at this guy right here. This is a Goliath frog next to a baby deer. On the right-hand side, can you see that? Next to a baby deer. You know what they eat? Anything smaller than them, so don't let the young ones close. You know, I love those. Then you got frogs with heads shaped like leaves. You've got frogs. Now, what is that all about? I'm a simple guy, okay? I admit it. I'm not a PhD. I mean, I grew up around guys with one name, Crusher, Bruiser, Mauler, Assassin, all right? My dad was a professional wrestler. We're not talking high IQ. I'm pretty simple, straightforward. What is that all about? What kind of a defense mechanism is that? Okay, Mr. Snake, don't eat me because really I'm big. What did he do till he knew he had the dots back there? Hang on just a few million years and I'm going to get some dots back here. How do you know he had the dots? Does he have a rear view mirror or something? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. And then, oh, this is the good one. This is the Arnold Schwarzenegger of the frog world. Yep. Tomato frog, lives in Madagascar. Here's the way it works. We're living in a fallen world. Sin has distorted and destroyed the world that we live in. Man's sin destroyed this world, and because of man's sin, we see death and suffering going on in the world. That's biblical history. So because of that, we now see things like snakes eating frogs. Bad thing. So here comes a snake. He finds a tomato frog, and he's happy. Oh, he's happy. He's got dinner. Tomato frog puffs himself up. Don't mess with me. I'm big. That doesn't scare that snake off. So that snake will take a bite on that big old frog. And then that tomato frog has one of the most unique defense mechanisms I have ever seen in my life. He sweats glue. That's glue. The glue runs down the body of the frog into the eyes, nose, and mouth of the snake, gluing his mouth shut for 2 days. That's the snake trying to get the glue out of his mouth. Who taught the frog to sweat glue? Elmer's? Well, how about this guy? This is a good one. Darwin's frog. This is an amazing one. Mama lays the egg, dad fertilizes them. Daddy comes along about a week before they hatch. Mama only lays about 8 eggs, too. Most frogs lay a lot of eggs, but not this one. Only about 8 of them. You can see them there. And a week before they hatch, Daddy swallows those eggs and holds them in a special pouch in between his vocal sacs. It's hard to make out, but his front there is very rounded because that's where the eggs are inside that pouch as they develop into tadpoles and then into babies. This video clip here, this is not indigestion. These are the babies as they are developing inside that pouch. So they develop into babies, and when they're ready to give birth, how do they do it? Well, we're guys. We're simple, man. You're done. You just spit them out. See ya. There you go. Now, how does millions of years, random chance processes explain something like that? How did this guy know he even had a pouch in his vocal sacs? What did he do till he got the pouch in his vocal sacs? Would it work if he swallowed the eggs and they went into his stomach? You look like you're getting tired of the frogs. So I'm going to break out the big gun of the frog world, the gastric brooding frog. If I can't impress you with this, I give up. There's no impressing you. Mama lays the eggs, 26, 27. Daddy fertilizes them. Mama comes along. She doesn't have the special pouch. She swallows the eggs into her stomach. Now think about this for a second, friends. When you and I eat something, what happens? Our body produces hydrochloric acid. It breaks down what we eat. Waste comes out, right? Same process with a frog. She swallows these eggs. Those eggs stay inside her stomach for 3 months as they develop into tadpoles and then into babies. How do they do it? They don't know. They think that there's an enzyme on the outside of the egg that turns off the production of stomach acids so that it doesn't dissolve the eggs. Think about that. How in the world would that work? Here's the babies, 26, 27 of them inside of mama's stomach. Ladies, you think childbirth is painful? Her stomach gets so big that her lungs collapse. She can't breathe through her lungs anymore. She has to absorb oxygen through her skin. Yeah, pretty amazing. Now, how would this work? What happened to the first gastric brooding frog that didn't have the enzyme, if that's what works, on the outside of the egg? Would it work? No babies. Okay, she's got the enzyme, but the day before she swallows the eggs, she has some bad bugs or something. I mean, would indigestion be a good thing for a gastric brooding frog? No, it's not going to work. And it's got to work the first time. What's she do when they're ready to give birth? Same thing that old Darwin's frog does. She just spits them out. Now, guys, that's a complex process. How in the world does millions of years, random chance processes explain something like that? It doesn't. The heavens declare the glory of God. Now, I love frogs. I could do a whole hour on frogs for you if you wanted. But I won't do that to you. I'll just ask you, are they the best evidence that God created? Remember those stars? The heavens declare the glory of God. Friends, I look at the stars and it's unbelievable. Do you know that we don't have not one known mechanism to make a single star? No known mechanism to make a single star. I mean, you think about